Hi, and welcome to Moonbeam Connections. I'm Jacqui-Leigh. Today on Seriously Universe, Explain Yourself, we're going to look at why do they irk me. So if there's somebody in your life, whoever they are, whether that's family or coworker or friend of a friend, and they just bother you for some reason and you're not exactly sure why, this reading is meant for you. I do set the intention that these readings find those who need them when they need them. So if you did find this reading, it is meant for you, but it may not be the entire thing. It may just be a portion of it that is meant for you to hear today. So let's see, one card please for for why do they irk me. Ooh, Ace of Swords. Okay, so the Ace of Swords is about like clarity, truth, having breakthroughs, right? It's like I always think of it as you're slicing through, right? You're slicing through to find the truth. And so maybe that's why they irk you, is because they are getting down to the truth, or they are showing you clarity, or they're sort of showing you something that you don't like about yourself or about a situation. Maybe it's amplifying it, sort of thing. But what I would say with this card is it really is about, because there's some kind of truth in there, or some kind of breakthrough, something that you don't maybe want to see, right? Or maybe a truth being revealed that you don't even quite think of as a truth. Of course, it'll be different for everybody's situation out there. But it's sort of like you can see the sword is in front of the knot, and it's almost like this web of lies, and the sword is going to cut through it. So maybe they're calling you out, or maybe, how we have those, people try and be nice, so they don't exactly say the truth because they're always trying to be nice. And so, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all, right? Those kind of things. Or maybe they kind of, when they're asked for their opinion, they kind of, round the edges a little bit, smooth it out a bit, don't quite straight up give their opinion, because they know that if they gave their opinion, like, oh, I totally don't like that, you shouldn't be doing it, they know that's going to hurt the person. So they're like, maybe I'd do it a little bit differently, maybe look at this, and so they don't quite come straight out. But this person who's irking you, they don't do that. They don't mix words, right? They just are straight on, and they tell you exactly what they think, exactly what they feel. You ask for their opinion, they're giving you their opinion. And that might be what irks you, is because when you're asking for advice, or when you're just in general conversation or whatever, you're sort of used to people not full out saying their opinion, or, giving those little niceties when they don't mean it. Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Keep up with that. And they don't really mean it, but it makes you feel good. And this person, no, they're about telling you the truth. I'm not going to tell you something I don't believe, so I'm telling you exactly how it is. I'm giving you this clarity of, did you look at this? Did you look at that? I don't think you thought about that. And so I would say that this is sort of the reason, right? You're getting these sort of harsh truths, and that's kind of bothering you, right? It doesn't feel good. And sometimes it's not, right? We don't always have to say everything, right? If you have nothing good to say, don't say anything at all. And so sometimes, and that might be it too, that they're just sticking their opinion in when they shouldn't be sticking their opinion in, that they are telling the truth and they're being very clear about it, but you're like, I never asked you about it. I don't really care about your opinion. This is my life. I'm doing it this way because this works for me. You can have your opinion about doing it a different way. Go do that in your life. So I will bring out my board now. Let's see here. As always, I do dub over it, so it may sound slightly different. And I do tend to trip over my words a little bit. Sometimes I can't quite read them and have issues like that. So I will get into my meditation mode. I'll be quiet here for a moment, and then we'll see what does Spirit want to tell us about why they are irking us. People are only able to bother you when you allow them to. And you only allow them to when you are not fully healed. Look at what aspects of them irks you, and it will illuminate what you still need to work on yourself. Other people do what they want, how they want, and this should not affect you. If you are confident in yourself and your choices, it is only when we are unsure or unconfident that we allow others to have a negative effect on us. What does the other person reflect? What are they shining a light on? This is where your wound is, where you need to focus time and energy to heal. Allow others to be others. People will do their thing, and you need to focus on your thing. Do they reflect any of your relationships? Who in your life has similar characteristics? This is where the irk or ick comes from your past experiences, your past hurts, your past traumas. The I'm not good enough. Then this person comes along and agrees. They point out the same issues or problems or things, and your reactions are not about that person, but about what another has done to you in the past. Reflect, release, understand, and be in peace. Love. All right, so really what Spirit is saying is people irk you because you still need to work on something, right? They're illuminating something that's you still need to work on, right? So so if say you had a mother who was always critical of your weight all the time, right? And then when someone says to you, oh, it looks like you gained 5 pounds, that really gets to you. Now, of course, that's kind of a rude thing to say. So that might irk anyone, but you have these little trigger points because of things that have happened to you in your past. So it's, when maybe I was always told I was lazy and didn't work hard enough. So when I say to someone, oh, I just don't have enough time to do this, and they're like, oh, no, you do. It's just about priorities, prioritize things. And then that really gets to you because you feel, yeah, you're right. I am lazy. I did spend an hour last night watching TV, or I did go to the movies and I could have been working, or, I did go hang out with friends when I should have been doing this. And so, that's why it ends up sort of triggering you, is because of what's happened in the past and how someone has sort of engaged with you, put you down, whatever it is in the past. Now, when this person says something, you're like, oh yeah, like I'm not good enough. I'm not doing good enough. I'm not, trying hard enough, whatever it is. And so it sort of triggers that in you. And it doesn't necessarily have to be that they're putting you down, of course. It could be anything. It could be, the way they pronounce a certain word. And it reminds you of this other person who, really bothered you, who pronounced words in a weird way, or who pronounced that word the same way, whatever it is. And so it just kind of like irritates you because it reminds you of this person all the time. So it really has nothing to do with them. It's that when the way this person, our relationship wasn't good, they always pronounced words kind of funny, and now this person pronouncing words kind of funny sort of triggers that in me, that, oh, I mean, we've all seen it before, even if you've had children and you've had to name children, and you're like, I'm not naming them Christine, I knew a Christine, and oh, she was a horrible person, or I'm not naming them Ben, I knew a Ben, and they were horrible, right? And so we have these associations that really aren't necessarily fair. It's not fair to be like, I knew one person with that name, now I hate that name, but that's the association that you've made, right? You've made that association together, and so now you're never going to name your child that name. And so this is the same thing. So it's like whatever they're doing to irk you is somehow associated to something else that was a problem. And that's why it's getting under your skin. That's why you can't quite let it go. That's why it feels icky, whatever it is. And so what Spirit is saying is really what you need to do is to see, try and see, right? They're illuminating, they're shining a light on something that's bothering you, on something that needs to be healed. So you need to take a look at, why does that irk me, right? And of course, that's the ultimate question we're asking. But You know, I don't like how they speak to people. I don't like how they give their opinions all the time. I don't like this, right? Okay, we don't like that. Now, who in your past, what relationship in your past, what situation in your past did you also not like that about? And you're probably going to find what needs to be healed. Oh yeah, that was my relationship with my grandmother. I always had that problem, right? And so if you understand that, even just understanding without like fully healing or doing trauma therapy or whatever it is you will at least understand. So when it kind of hits you, you're like, no, I'm upset because of grandma. That has nothing to do with this person. And it'll allow you to sort of over time for that not to trigger you anymore, right? Because you're like, oh, yeah, I remember that's just about grandma. That has nothing to do with him. And then it's taking the association too off of that person. So I hope this message helped you. I hope it gave you some insight. And I'm sending you peace, love, and happiness. Bye for now.